Hello,
and welcome to the Martini Scale, where we talk movies over martinis.
and provide our perspective on what is and isn't worth watching.
We are three friends who all love film, so the goal with the show isn't to critique every detail, but to give you an honest perspective of what our experience was like when watching something.
And perhaps, more importantly, how drunk you need to be to enjoy it.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Natalie.
And I'm Lyna.
And we have a very special episode for you guys today. We're going to be counting down our top 5 favorite, and I use that term very loosely, Tom Hanks films. Yes, to all the moms out there, this episode is for you.
Perfect. You know, I almost said I'm Lyna in the intro.
Oh my God.
We should do that fun sometime. Let's start over and we'll each be somebody else. Lyna, you go first.
Great. I'm Shawn.
I'm Lyna. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. God damn it. I already fucked it up. Listen, we've had
I mean, I guess it... Oh, I couldn't have.
a lot of
you couldn't
martinis.
have.
No, because I have a thing. So go ahead. You have to say it like I would say it, though.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Natalie.
Hey! Do I sound like that?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Want to try again?
I'm Shawn.
I'm Natalie.
I do not sound like that. I'm Lyna. That does sound like
me.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Okay. I think
I
we
like
should...
how within 30 seconds we made the podcast about ourselves instead of Tom Hanks.
No.
Well, I'm okay with that, actually.
I know you're okay.
I want to talk about this episode. So we have decided that we're going to do some supplemental episodes because as much as we love doing like the new release stuff, we're also really passionate about film in general, right? So
Yeah.
the idea is that we want to talk about all kinds of different film across different genres and actors, etc. So we thought it would be fun, and we're going to do a couple of these in the future, but we're going to talk about like some of our favorite actors and our favorite performances of theirs or favorite films of theirs. So we thought we'd start with Tom Hanks because most people in the world love Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I do not happen to be one of those people.
He's a goddamn treasure. and
He
I
is.
don't even know what happened to you in your life that you don't agree that he's not a
I wanna dive
goddamn
into
treasure.
This.
Okay,
I want to
so-
ask you some questions.
We can
how
go
did he
through this.
offend you? And what movie made you be like, yep, I'm done with him?
It was not that I was ever done with him per se. It's that I just never really like cared enough about him the way that like a lot of other people do. And it's not to say that I don't like Tom Hanks. Like I don't want to come across as like I'm unlikable.
A monster
because I don't like Tom Hanks. I think I'm just like indifferent to him. Like I think that he's talented, and it's funny. So when we received the assignment from Natalie that we were going to do this episode, I started to reflect on my favorite Tom Hanks movies, and like I came up with like a couple from the 80s,
Yeah.
but then I was like, okay, I actually have to look at his IMDb to remember it, and then I was like, okay, there's actually some really good movies here that I enjoyed. So I very easily made my top 5, and I'm excited to share them with you.
Okay.
But I don't, and I just peeked at the notes, and I see that Natalie has not shared hers with us because it's some fucking mystery, apparently.
She pulled out the notebook.
But then you and I have the same number 1, which I think is really cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Yeah, okay. So I think that we should do this a little bit differently than we did last time, because last time we did, like, Natalie did her top 5, Lyna, and then me. I think that we should all say, like,
Five,
number
5.
5.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
number
good
4.
idea. I think that's great.
Cool.
Should we start with what we're drinking?
I was going to get to
God.
that if you could give me 5 fucking seconds.
Why does yours look so much darker than
Because
ours?
it's the glass. It's a
Oh,
smoky
it's okay.
gray
Because
glass.
I'm like, that color looks beautiful.
Yeah.
This
So-
looks like a cosmopolitan.
Please make sure that you're following us on Instagram, because Natalie...
Or Facebook, or Twitter,
at the Martini Scale.
and now YouTube.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about
I
that.
didn't forget. I
Thank
got
you.
it.
Look
I
at
We're on
you,
remember.
YouTube
Lyna.
now.
She
We're
is
moving up in the world.
her
On
shit.
point.
We're on YouTube now because we're going to be...
This is what you pay me for, guys.
It is. We're going to be...
bucks.
We're going to be influencers. So that's why
Oh,
we're on
God,
YouTube now.
no.
I'm
I've
just saying.
never,
I'm just
ever,
saying.
do not call me an influencer. I will
Listen,
quit
bitch,
right now.
when it comes down to getting a paycheck from it, you'll be an influencer. Cheers to that.
Cheers. We get free Tito's or Ocean vodka or
Ocean vodka.
I would
Oh.
prefer Ocean.
Or AMC Subs A-List. Anybody that wants to sponsor the show. By the way, when I say...
Ooh,
I want to
do
say
like
something.
that.
So, like, I had someone listen to the show, and when I say bitch, it's a term of endearment. I'm not... I literally
agreed.
don't think that you're a bitch.
No,
Well, sometimes, but not usually.
not usually.
But no, I'm just kidding. No, we all love
Hey,
each other.
I accept that I'm a bitch, so it's okay.
Same. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's just it's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to offend.
I don't get offended.
The delicates. It's not you. but people
There's
out there.
a lot of things that you have to do to offend me.
We have fans in the Midwest that could be offended by my words. So just
Well,
want to be clear.
then they can just be offended over in the Midwest.
Okay, Natalie, what are we drinking today?
Okay,
Because
sound
this is
a little bit more
I
excited
thought
about
you were
that.
going to
No,
talk
I'm-
about something.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
What was I going to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm drunk.
This is my third martini of the day, and
Yeah.
I am really drunk.
Do you like it?
I don't know when this episode is going to air. Like this, we're recording these to like backlog a bunch of stuff. So this could air in March and it could air in December.
Yeah.
But either way, just know that we've done a couple episodes today.
And had a few martinis.
And we're a few martinis in, and this is delicious. And yes, Natalie, I like it. She's been withholding the name of the martini
this
and the
is why she
ingredients
wants
from
to
us.
get to this point.
I'm
She's
sure it's
very
called like
excited.
the Castaway or the Burbs or the Big
I'm thinking
martini.
Wilson, but you know.
So,
So Natalie, tell us,
Oh
tell
God!
us
Now
about the
is she
martini.
tickled? Did
Oh my
we
God, are you
tickle her?
tickled?
I was totally tickled when
God,
I
I
came up
fucking
with
love
this.
when you're tickled.
So, yes, the martini is a Cosmo, but I was trying
For
to.
fuck's sake, we held
I
out this
just
long for
said,
the
and I
Cosmo.
said
It is.
looks like
She
a
said it
Cosmo.
looks like a Cosmo.
I thought you were saving that for the Sex and the City episode that we're going to be doing.
I'm sure we'll do something.
God damn it.
You
But-
can do another Cosmo.
But the whole reason, because
Can you though?
the basis of what I wanted in this martini was to be cranberries, because this is now renamed Catch Me If You Cran.
Oh God! If you could just see Natalie's reaction. Oh my!
I wish you could see all of our faces right now because the
Shawn and I are
only person in this room
very
that's amused.
stoic and just looking forward at Natalie,
The
who's
only
losing her
my,
shit right now.
My eyes are closed. I can't even. Like the only.
Guys, catch me if you cran.
Did you think of this all by yourself?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's why. Her supreme intelligence.
I just snorted
Told
in the whole thing.
Her super intelligence.
I've been so excited because I was like, oh, how do I do like a cranberry martini? I was like, dummy, that's a Cosmo. Like, that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You literally worked backward from cranberry to get to.
Because I was like trying to come up with like what's a punny name for a drink based off of his movies. And so I was really trying. It just took a lot of.
I was really
research.
hoping for like a something and hooch.
Thank you.
Oh.
Same. I was thinking. I was
'Cause
hoping
hooch
for
is
a,
referred to as alcohol.
You've
Yeah.
got martini, or I don't know, something
Yeah.
more creative. You
I'm
catch
sorry.
me if you cran.
How is that not great? That's
it's
pretty
not-
fucking
it's
great.
not
It's
great.
cute.
That
It's-
is so
it's
cute.
I've never seen that movie, but it's cute.
Well, I need another drink.
So, anyways, we're all drinking a Catch
Is that
Me
one
If
of
You
your top
Cran.
5? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why.
What's one of your top 5?
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. But we'll
Well,
get to
I
never
fucking
seen it.
hope so. At this
We'll get to-
point,
Yes.
if she wasted the name of the drink on a movie that's not even on her list,
God, Catch Me If You Cran. Who
okay,
doesn't
can
love
we just
that?
not ever say that again? Like because I just.
It's gonna be all over our social. It's labeling
really
this
funny.
drink "Catch Me If You Cran."
She's not joking,
It's
people.
really, really
She's not-
funny.
I apologize in advance when you see this on social.
Everybody's gonna love it. You're the only one that's not gonna like it.
She's gonna make
like
a-
Tom Hanks. So maybe it's fitting that this is.
She's gonna make a fucking hashtag. It's gonna be
Oh,
hashtag
yeah.
Catch Me If You Cran.
Cran.
She's already done
Absolutely.
the.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
serious.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
All right. Should we get started?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I apologize if you're driving to work right now, and this has been your experience thus far.
Maybe they're driving home from work and they can't wait to have a
Catch Me
Catch Me If You
Cran.
Cran.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus
we're gonna make
Christ.
it better for you.
Oh, my gosh.
So, again, Natalie has not shared her list with us. So, Natalie, I'd love if you could just honor us and grace us with the presence of your number 5 first.
Okay, but this is the hardest one. I had a really tough time picking number 5.
Can we actually talk about why you love Tom Hanks so much? Because I think that that's the first, like, best of...
He's a national treasure.
I didn't pick it because he's like my favorite person. I have
Okay.
several
No,
people
yeah.
in front of him
so
that
we
are like
want to
my
get the moms listening.
sure. I just thought like if we're going to kind of start this series and kind of go through people who have a really extensive work that can kind of hopefully we have different
body
lists
of work,
things.
if you will.
A body of work, shall you say.
Oh, my God. We should do our favorite Toms.
Oh, that could have been fun.
Oh, we can do that at the end real
Yeah.
quick if you want to.
But so to me, like I was like, oh, this should be a slam dunk. We can easily come up with this. And then you're like, I don't like Tom Hanks. And I was like, who doesn't?
I
I
know.
thought for sure.
I need to be clear. It's not that I don't like him. I'm just indifferent to him. Like, I don't have an opinion about him. I don't like him. I don't not like him, but I also don't like him. Like, on my list of favorite actors, he's at the bottom.
He's a national treasure. That's where we're going to
National
go.
treasure.
Okay. So anyways, number 5, I had a really hard time with because 1 through 4 were
My
pretty.
list was so easy. I was like, done, done, done.
Oh, 1 through 4 was like slam dunk, even in the order that I like them in, were really easy to do. But 5, as I was kind of like looking through the rest of his filmography, was so difficult because I have weird attachments to different movies, and then I have feelings that
Because
like
you're weird.
I'm curious if we
weird.
have any of the same
I think we
movies
do.
on ours.
We
Okay.
do.
Okay.
But like there's certain things where it's like Philadelphia and Forrest Gump, like those are really good movies. But I did like, and I would consider those like one martini movies that should belong on this list. But those are sometimes kind of tough to watch. And am I watching these over and over again?
I get that.
So this is going to be a really weird
Like, I
one.
never want to see Castaway again. It was just too much for me.
I didn't even watch it.
Oh,
I didn't
loved
watch
it.
a lot of his
It's really
movies, I
good.
realized.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah. No.
Interesting. So, to me, number 5 is a movie that I watched a lot when I was younger. I actually realized, I was like, wow, I haven't watched this in a long time, and it's not really on TV that I see that often.
It's probably a movie that's on both of our lists. She's hyping this up way too much.
No, it's definitely not.
Okay. Because I have a
And-
deep cut on my list that I'm actually quite proud of.
Oh.
Video.
And this is a movie, the director of the movie was one of my professors in film school.
Oh.
And so we watched
Chapman University.
And so we watched it in film school, and so it just kind of had like I've got a really like deep
connection
history with really liking this movie and this being a bigger part.
Jesus Christ, this lead up. I swear to God, it better be good.
None of them will have this big of a lead up. This
Okay,
is the only one.
thank God.
Dragnet.
Wait,
Dan
hold
Aykroyd.
on. I'm sorry. All of that
Was
lead up
he
for
in
Dragnet?
that?
Yeah, 1987.
I know that movie as Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, he's
Why
in it.
was that
He's
the lead
other
up to
cop in
Dragnet?
it.
Tom Hanks is the other cop?
Yes.
I've never seen this.
I need you to tell us
Oh.
why. I just need a why.
It's just super like.
I
So,
know you love this movie.
Yeah. So Dan Aykroyd plays this. His character is like by the book, like knows all the rules. And
Is
Tom
it Friday? Is that what I'm thinking of?
He's like the nephew. So it was a TV series,
Okay.
and so they made this movie, after the TV series.
I feel like
And
my
it's
dad used to love this movie.
Yeah, and so Dan Aykroyd's Friday, and then Tom Hanks's character is the more like loose, crazy, like doesn't follow the rules type of guy, and it just was so fun. And it's like Tom Hanks is such like a goody two shoes sort of guy that like to see him in like, more of like the bad boy role was just it's always really fun to watch him do that, and just his mannerisms, and he's got all these little quirks and stuff that he does. So it's just so entertaining.
Did you find it hard to put it as number 5 because you wanted it higher, or did you forget and then you looked at his list and you were like, oh, of course that movie.
No, I always knew like
was on
Dragnet
there.
is always one of my like top ones when I think of him.
Okay,
But there
got it.
are so many other
Got it.
really good movies
Okay.
that I enjoy that I would say, yeah, in like the grand scheme of like cinema, like what is a better actual movie? There's ones that are much better than that because this is just super fun. But to me, for this to be like my personal top 5
Yeah.
of like what I enjoy, that's why that got in there.
Got it.
So
Okay.
like there's so many other ones that I feel like could have easily been in that slot, but this is the fun list that I have.
Yeah.
Okay, Lena, what's your number 5? I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
Oh my God. So I'm going to lead it into I am a huge fan of Tom Hanks because I grew up watching Bosom Buddies on TV.
Just dated yourself.
I don't care if no one has seen this show. It is so hysterical.
Was that on in the 70s?
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no.
I'm not that old.
I love you. I'm just kidding.
I don't care about being old.
Though I feel like it was, though. I think it started in the 70s.
I think it was early 80s. I don't think it was 70s.
Okay,
But I
that's
don't
fair.
know. I can't. I mean, we can look it up. But
Hey, Siri. I'm just kidding.
But anyways, I grew up watching that, and I remember being a little and being like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this guy. He's so cute and funny. So that leads into my number 5. I think it's one of his first movie roles, and it's The Bachelor Party.
Oh yeah.
And that movie, whenever it's on, I have to watch it. I don't own it, but like, I would watch it when it's on because
I don't think I've ever seen it.
He's so funny. He's just so young Tom
He
Hanks.
does kind of play a little like bad boyish in that too.
He's a little, it's like, it's a take off of the bosom buddy whole thing to me. Like, why are you doing that?
Hey, Siri. When did Bosom Buddies air?
You don't seem to have an app named Bosom. We could see if the App Store has it.
80 to 1982.
If ever there was a truer statement made about a gay guy's apps on
Don't
his phone.
have an app called Bosom.
Okay.
1980 to
Thank you for
1982.
confirming everything we knew.
It's right here. I got it.
Okay, 1980. Okay, so
Okay, and I said early 80s.
well, you did. You know, you win. You win this round.
You win.
Anyways.
Grandma Urona wins this round. All right, my number 5
Yeah.
is a movie that's probably much higher on your guys' list. I grew up watching this movie. Like this movie feels to me like the quintessential Tom Hanks movie, the piano and the toy store, and it's big.
Yeah,
I do
that's
love
my
this
number
movie.
4.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Next.
Okay. Next. Well, big is a good one.
Yeah.
Number 4, Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah, I knew that was on your list.
1993. That was on my top rom-com list.
I was gonna say I knew that was
I
gonna be
knew
on the
that was
list
gonna be on your
because
And I just, to me, like, so Dragnet was 87, Sleepless in Seattle was 93. This was kind of like this generation of him, and Big, too, that was 88, where that was like the cute, young, fun Tom Hanks that you're like, I mean, as a younger girl, I was like, oh, I want a boyfriend like Tom Hanks. Like, he's just a sweet, like, funny guy. And I really love him.
I literally just had an epiphany right now. I think the reason that I don't associate him the same way you do is the statement you just made about him being like the quintessential boyfriend or whatever. I don't find him attractive. So I think for me, that's why I don't associate him in the same way that you do. Like when he's in a romantic comedy, he isn't like... He's a guy's guy for sure, and he's like the guy that gets the girl and whatever. Like I get that.
I think it's the personality that
it's
makes me
all
fall in love with
personality
him.
though. There's nothing about his looks to me where
to
I've
me-
ever been like.
And also, though, when he was younger, I did find like, in Bachelor Party, I found him very.
I
But in Dragnet,
never-
he is hot. He
Really?
looks great in that movie.
I would never use that word to associate with Tom Hanks.
I mean, I think he looks good in those movies for sure.
I have a question for you.
On my number 2, I think he's hot too.
Interesting. Is that your like the romantic comedy that you associate him with? Because Lyna and I think have a different romantic comedy
Yes.
that we associate him with.
Yes.
That's yours.
Because what's so interesting that I love about Sleepless in Seattle is that they're not together for the entire part of the movie. They don't even meet until the very end of the movie.
The same
So
is true for the one that Lyna and I like, though.
no, they're friends and they are hanging out with each other.
Kind of.
Like they're not romantically involved, but they have met each other and have a relationship with
Okay,
each other. These
that's
two
fair.
people have not met. They don't talk on the phone. There's nothing that connects these
That's
two
fair.
other than this idea of each other existing but not knowing who they are. And so I think you're building this the audience is tied to these two characters
Well, I think
individually.
that's where it fails for me, in the sense of why our number 1 is better for me, because that part failed for me. That I don't
See, to me,
wanna
this makes me fall in love with Tom Hanks and his character in that movie because it's solely him. And when like he's on the phone with the therapist on the radio and all that kind of stuff, you
See,
just
I feel like the movie's about her.
about Meg Ryan. Oh,
Yeah, I
It's-
don't
I
take
think
it
it's
to
pretty
him.
equally both of them. Like he has so much individual screen time that it's not with them together, and it's him trying to like figure out what his life is going to look like dating after his wife has died. Like it's just, to me, it's very endearing, and like I just love him and want to like hold him and make him feel better.
I bet you want to hold
I
him.
don't get
I
that
do
at
wanna
all,
hold
but yeah. Anyways,
Okay, you're 4.
my number 4 is Big.
Big.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, jumping on the bunk beds when Elizabeth Perkins comes to the house and like
I love Elizabeth Perkins.
and they're
That
on the
movie.
trampoline and she's on her little fancy dress and he's so goofy.
And Penny Marshall directed it. Like, there's just so much
Yeah.
like sentimentality associated with that movie.
Oh,
I just,
that's a rich kid who lives in a really
I
big
know.
Beaver
Do you hate him
apartment.
too, Natalie?
We're going to talk about that later.
Oh shit. Okay. She's like, I've written a
Oh,
dissertation
she's-
on
yeah,
Big. So
exactly.
okay. What's your number 4, Natalie?
Oh, that I did my number 4.
Yeah, Sleepless in Seattle. What's your
shit.
number 4?
What's your number
Okay.
4?
Well, I've had some cocktails. Sorry. My number 4 is this is the deep cut, and I feel like, and by deep cut I mean that's like not a movie that you'd probably even think that he was even in. This movie was on. I remember that like my mom like loved this movie, and like it was always on in our house like growing up. This was like I feel like it aired on TV all the time or something. And it's with an actress by the name of Shelley Long.
Yeah, I know.
Who like. I don't know what the fuck happened to her because she was in so many great movies in the 80s, like Hello Again, Troop Beverly Hills.
Troop Beverly Hills.
Right? Like she's in so many good movies, and then she just like
Well, she was on Cheers.
and Cheer, of course. I'm just saying like she was pretty prominent in like the 80s, 90s, whatever. And I think that she should have been like a much bigger star than she ultimately turned out to be.
Well, I think Goldie Hawn came along.
Thank God,
Took over
Goldie Hawn.
that
I love Goldie
role.
But
they're
anyway,
very similar in that.
so my number 4
Quirky.
is a movie called The Money Pit. And if you have never seen it, I highly recommend.
Lyna
feel
is
like
obsessed.
I love The Money Pit.
It's so funny. It's like legit a funny movie. Like this is Tom
not
Hanks.
on your list?
No,
This is Tom Hanks at his comedic
Whoa.
best, I think.
no,
That's
Whoa.
my
no.
opinion.
I love The Money Pit. I think it's a great movie.
I thought for sure that was going to be on your list.
I fell in love with that movie as an adult. Like
Interesting.
when I was younger, I never
So
watched
it doesn't
and
have
I
like
was
that
like,
nostalgia factor to it.
because when I was younger, I think I also confused it with Animal Farm. So there's two different.
Is that a Chevy Chase movie?
Yeah.
Chevy
So there's
Chase.
my mind's confused about that because I think I watched them when
Is
I
it
was younger.
Animal Farm or The Farm?
Animal Farm.
Animal Farm.
Okay.
So I was I always got those confused. So as an adult watching it, I appreciate it more because I was like, oh, it is funny. Like all of the things that are happening to them, and he gets to freak out a lot, and he's like super funny. Like when he freaks out.
Yeah.
I love when he freaks out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's as far as the top 5, these other ones are way more important to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, Natalie.
My number 3, which I know is not
She's
going to be.
literally like waiting at the mic. She's like, I can't wait.
God, she's holding her thing like she should
got her
have a
journal.
Read it.
podium right now.
So I can read it. I can't read when it's down there and folded up.
Okay.
Number 3. The inspiration for the cocktail we're drinking tonight.
Oh.
Catch Me If You Can. And we are drinking a Catch Me If You
Oh
Can.
God, she's gonna say it again.
Hashtag catch me if you can. I just can't believe this movie's on your list.
I
First of all.
have watched this movie more times than I can count.
Really?
I bought it on DVD like when it came out. It was 2002, so
Is it mostly because of Tom or Leonardo?
both. Like
Oh.
I loved both of them in this movie, and it's just this cat and mouse like whole like chase through this movie that Tom Hanks plays Detective Hanratty. I think that's what his name is, and Leonardo DiCaprio is like this young like
Pilot, right? It's about
he's
like,
not a real pilot, but he's
Doesn't he live in the airport, or am I thinking of something else?
that's the terminal.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
A lot
Tom Hanks
takes
likes airport movies.
this
It was
takes
Tom Hanks, though,
yeah
right?
this
Yeah.
takes a lot of it takes place within planes and like airports and stuff, and so Leonardo DiCaprio's character Frank, I can't remember his last name, but he's a con artist, and so he's a check forger and like was able to start getting checks from like this airline and saying he's a pilot and getting on these like free trips.
So
and
how does he
starts-
fly the plane if he's not a
he
real
doesn't.
pilot?
He's in the jump seat. Like he's like,
gotcha.
oh, I work for the airline. And I'm just trying to like catch a flight to here or whatever.
Clearly, I've never seen this film.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
So he's just.
I know what it's about, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Steven Spielberg, and it's such a fun like the pacing of the movie, everything. I think it's Amy Adams' first movie too. Like it's just Leo is great in it. Tom is so good in it.
Huh. Maybe I'll go back and revisit this one.
I have seen this
Yeah,
movie
probably not.
so many times. I love it so much.
Well, my number 3 was hard. The top 3 were hard for me. Well, I guess maybe not number 1, but the 2 and 3 were very hard for me. So number 3 is The Burbs. And
I know
I
you
am
love that movie.
completely obsessed with this movie.
because
It's so funny. It's so creepy and funny. And
it's
just
kind of like scary-ish, right? Like there's something in the
I
basement.
mean, it's not
I feel like I saw this a long
scary,
time
but
ago.
like I don't know. It's just like he's so funny with this cast of characters that is like this neighborhood, and like his wife's played by Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. And like it's just like the neighborhood is like they're all spying on each other. It's like that old like 80s like cul-de-sac, and like then these creepy neighbors move in and all this weird stuff starts happening, and then they're like trying to spy on them, and then they're like the guy's falling over the fence, and like it's just like a cute like neighbory like suburban type thing.
Did that movie come out around the same time as Beetlejuice? For some reason, I associate these two movies together. I don't know why.
I don't
that
know. It was
is.
1989.
I feel like the cover, like the poster for both movies, resemble like it's purple. I'm seeing like this weird.
it
like,
is purple, and he's in a bath.
Beetlejuice
Yeah.
is 88.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I associate
So,
those movies together. Interesting.
Beetlejuice is one of my favorite
we gotta
movies.
do a Michael Keaton episode.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ. But anyways, if you haven't seen The Burbs, and it's like Corey Feldman, it's just so great when he's a kid. I just love it.
That's cute. I'm
So,
glad.
have you
guys are
seen
so
it? Have you
passionate.
seen it?
I feel like I saw it a long time ago. I haven't watched
Oh.
it like recently, but yeah, I've seen it.
She's seen it because I made her.
Did you guys like watch all the Tom Hanks
I own
movies
it.
before
I
I came
love
over?
it. I watch it. I love it.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyways,
I kind of want to watch Catch Me If You Can, actually.
I
didn't know Steven Spielberg directed that.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
got a special place in my heart. It was one of those.
Did it tickle you?
It did tickle me, and I went through a really weird period where this was a long period.
Are you out of that period?
oh my god,
So my parents,
I'm legit choking
my parents bought me
on
this
my
cute
Catch Me
little
If You
like.
Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
My parents bought me this cute little white TV for my room, which I had like the VHS player that was like
The combo.
in it, the combo.
You still got that in your room? What are you talking about?
Still have- I wonder if it's still my parents. No, they upgraded. And so I had like a handful of movies that I would just rotate through and just like play and watch.
On VHS or DVD?
Both.
Okay.
So there was ones like
Did it
crazy,
have a VHS and a DVD player in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the combo.
So crazy random movies that I just like loved that like nobody knows, like Undercover Blues
House
and like
Sitter for me. Yeah.
yeah, and
Love
V.I.
House Sitter.
Warchowski. Like those were movies that I for some reason just would obsessively watch over and over and over again. And I would go through this cycle where I'd like switch through. And so in the early 2000s when this came out on DVD, this was one that got in that rotation. I've watched this movie. I can't even count how many times. It's been a long time because I think I am out of the phase.
Okay, good. I was just asking on behalf of the audience because I don't.
It was definitely like in my younger like high school years where it was like I just got really obsessive about certain movies and just I had to watch it all the time. And it's one of those, if it's on, I'm watching it.
Is that what made you want to go to film school? Your obsession with these things?
No, I didn't even realize that
I mean, that's a legitimate question. I
Yeah.
don't know what made you want to go to film school.
I didn't even.
Let's dive into your background now.
That's going into my background. I wanted to be a teacher, and I went to Chapman as a liberal studies major, and I had been like working with kids forever, and
You
was like,
hate kids.
yeah. But I
This
had like
is news
I
to
had
me.
coached soccer. I had like done volunteer work. I worked at summer camps with kids, and I was
You
like,
hated all of that.
I loved it then, but I was getting burned out as a 19-year-old. And I was like, how am I going to do a whole career of this?
Lena, this is what taught her to make such great martinis. So let's be
Mama
clear.
juice.
Yeah. And then my brother was at Chapman in film school.
Oh, he was?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What does your brother do?
He's a director.
Oh, weird. Okay. He doesn't listen to the show, huh?
No, he doesn't.
No.
And so I have always helped him with movies. And then I was like, let me take a film class. Like, I love movies. Like, I definitely have a passion for that. But I don't know. I don't want to be a writer. I don't want to be a director. And I don't want to be an actor. So I took a film class.
The three main careers
I don't want
in
to do
film.
any of that stuff. But
And then I learned of all the other roles,
Jobs.
and that a producer has been what I had been doing for him our entire childhood, was getting these movies together and like figuring out all of the like aspects of it. And I was like, holy shit, I should do this. And so I changed my major, and that's how that got started.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was a digression for
Think-
sure.
You think you know someone.
Hey.
I didn't do my number 3 yet.
yeah,
My number 3 is, I don't know.
He asked.
I know.
Oh no, that was a great digression. I am very much in alignment with what just happened. My number 3, I don't think is on either of your lists. I'm actually kind of excited that like my Tom Hanks list is not yours.
Well, I'll tell you a reason why.
I will say that I think I am much more drawn to the lighthearted side of his career, and I feel like my choices are a reflection of that. Like there's, I don't know, more
You
comedic.
find this to be lighthearted?
Well,
Okay, we'll say it first.
not this particular one, but
Okay.
I'm saying in general. That's
Okay,
where my
okay,
list stems
got
from.
it, got it.
A League of Their Own. Does he die at the end of this one?
I mean, most people do in this
Diet.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
About
in the
real people.
on screen though, his character is dead.
Not on screen.
Was it
No.
tragic? Or did he just
Oh God, are we
die?
gonna go into that? Fucking.
But here's my problem with why this isn't on my list. I love this movie.
Did I say the movie yet?
Oh.
No,
you did. You did.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
League of
Okay,
Their Own.
okay, okay.
Oh, yeah. I love this movie.
Yeah.
But this movie to me is about Gina Davis and the girls.
And Madonna
like-
and Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, but to me, Tom Hanks is a great addition to it. I think his character, he plays it great and
I
fantastic.
agree, but I already told you I struggled to find my top Tom Hanks movies, and this
Yeah.
was a
No,
movie
I
that
love
he
this
was in,
movie.
and so I put
But
it
I
on
just
my
don't
list.
consider this a Tom Hanks movie.
Well, he
That's
isn't it, so-
my opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Is that why? So you're saying
Oh,
it's
God.
not?
She's opening her notebook
You're
and giving
saying
us
it's
the
not
glare.
on your list because you don't consider it a Tom Hanks
Correct.
movie. You consider it.
To me, it's
he's
about
like a
Gina Davis
supporting
and the girls.
character in
Yes,
the film.
correct.
And I think Natalie's going to tell us what's next on her list.
Number 2, a movie that I don't know if we're all familiar with, A League of Their Own.
Fuck you, Lyna. It is a Tom Hanks movie.
I don't.
was right.
It's fine.
To me, like, because if Tom Hanks wasn't in that role, I would feel very differently about
I love
it.
this movie. I have no doubt. But to me, in my head, it's not about him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I understand that, but I think
This is your number
still,
2?
Yes, I fucking love this movie.
Wow, we share a film.
Yes, I love this movie. So to me, like, yeah, he's not the star of this movie, but I think if you cast anybody else, I don't know that I'd have the same feelings about it. His role and his evolution of where he started as a character with this league and kind of, I think, the perception everybody had of what these women were doing to the end of how he felt dedicated and proud and involved, and everybody kind of was starting to like get on board with what these women were doing. I think his character showed, it was like a mirror of what
absolutely. I agree with
how
you.
everybody
He was
looked
the
at it.
leader.
I agree with everything. I agree with
everything.
everything. It's
And there's
just
and mannerisms and things that he did were like things that are burned in my brain forever. Like when he's just like shaking because he doesn't, he can't.
I know.
Like it's like it was
when he freaks
perfect.
out. I love when he freaks out. Yeah.
It's like there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
so many.
I mean, that's
good
literally
things.
a classic line
Yeah.
that we still say
No,
today. when we're
absolutely.
younger.
But to your point, I think my list is much more because of the lightheartedness and the funny, like cute and caring Tom
Well, that's
Hanks.
the only reason that I gave you that like context is because I think most of my list is that, and this particular one is not.
All of mine is
And
that.
so I think that like for me, this is the one performance. I love that film, and it's interesting because I haven't watched this movie in a really long time, like probably like 10 or 20
I
years
think
ago.
I own this one too. I love this
But
movie. I love this movie.
There's something about this movie, like if you think of just the classic performances. I mean, Rosie O'Donnell, like this gave her start in cinema, basically, right? Like even Madonna, like who isn't?
Yeah, they're all great.
Madonna is not appreciated
Good cast.
as an actor, really. I mean, we could debate that sometime, but like I legit don't necessarily think that Madonna is an actress. She's a great singer, songwriter, performer.
She
but,
was in this though.
But in this she was
great.
She was
totally.
an actress in this.
Totally. And so, and even Gina Davis, like these aren't people that I typically, I like Rosie O'Donnell, but like, I don't love Madonna. I don't love Gina Davis, but this
love
is the
Gina
film for me.
Davis.
This is kind of like a Vanilla Sky to me. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but like
never
Vanilla
seen that
Sky
movie.
is comprised, it's one of my favorites, but it's comprised of actors that I don't ordinarily love. But for some reason, as the ensemble, they work really well together. And I feel like A League of Their Own is very similar to that. And like, I love the chemistry of all the different actors in this film. I don't know. It's a really good movie.
No, it's real.
And I don't like baseball. I can't stand baseball.
I agree with you guys for sure.
And we have talked about how I get very romantic about sports movies and
yeah.
music movies. So like this to
Which
me,
is weird
like
because you don't like music.
yeah, it's very strange. I don't know.
I'll never forget when you told me that for the first time. I was like, I don't know if I can be this girl's friend. Because I live for music.
It's not that I don't live for music.
I
And
asked
don't,
you what your favorite music was, and you're like, I don't really like music.
I disagree with that statement
That's
because
what you
I
said to
do.
me.
I don't when
Because
in
she
like
doesn't have
15 years ago?
1997, I don't know.
She doesn't have specific like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy mostly all music but country. And
Hey.
that's
I
no
feel like
offense
that's such a
to
cliched
them.
thing to say. Everybody's like, I like everything but
I just-
country.
To me,
I used
I'm
to
not-
say the same thing.
I went to Stagecoach for the Cowboys.
I know.
Oh my god, I have
like-
to find it. Who is the person that I'm currently obsessed with? Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
But to me, like
Dan and Shay.
no, it's
Casey Musgraves.
Thomas Rhett.
Oh yeah, we saw him at Stagecoach.
Did you?
see, I don't even remember that.
You
I
would
don't
if you
know.
saw him, you'd remember.
But if apparently I did see him, I don't even recall.
He was just on SNL.
I don't.
She
I
skips
don't.
it.
If for some reason I can't retain
Anything?
information about there, I can retain some things,
Is it
but
your
I
super
can't.
intelligence?
It's my super.
Supreme.
But I can't
Lena,
retain.
it's going to be an ongoing joke. I'm going to
know.
say super
Yeah, I can't
intelligence
retain
every time.
like country music, lyrics, artists. Like it's just not something that I'm ever really
why
like
would
that
you?
interested in.
Why would you? Let's be honest.
Because they tell stories.
I know,
Yeah,
it's boring
they are
as
more.
fuck.
They are more
If you grew
storytellers
up
for sure.
in the South, it
Okay,
tells your
well,
life
none of us
story.
did.
Okay, well I did, and I love it.
You grew up in the South?
Hell, I'm Texas.
Oh my God. How did I not know this? I love that we get to learn new things about each other.
Yeah,
Do you
and
know
I
where
just
I'm
said my
from?
dad lives in Virginia. I
Do
grew
you know where I'm from?
You're from here, or Indiana. I don't know.
Indiana.
What the fuck? And scene. Okay. I'm from the same place Natalie is.
Yeah, see, from here.
Yeah. So anyway, so I do love music, but it's not in the way that you do. And it's not, there's not a lot of like new artists in pop culture people that I'm obsessed with.
I mean, you don't love Carly Rae Jepsen.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
I hear,
Emotion
She has 2
is
songs.
the best pop album of all time. I'm just going
Okay.
to go on record and say that.
wowza.
Like my
Anyways.
favorite bands are like The Who and Aerosmith and like that
Right,
Elton
but when
John.
I hear
like,
her, Alexa, play Justin Timberlake.
oh, that's fun.
And
no, I
Alexa,
love,
play Imagine Dragons.
I have a question.
That's fun.
But
Would
you
this-
never say, Alexa, play The Who.
Can I
no,
ask- can I
that's
ask a
like pump
question?
me up music. I'm about to go do some shit.
Can I ask a
But wouldn't you
question?
think The Who is that?
Would this be considered
That's
a
that.
digression?
Yes. That
Oh,
was a
yeah,
direct
sorry.
digression.
Oh,
Let's
we're
move
talking
on.
about movies. Oops.
Oops.
Oops, I did it again. Speaking of pop music.
Are you on 3 or 2?
I'm on 2. 2.
We're all
Because you
on
said
2.
2 is
I did
league.
2 as a league of their own.
Yeah, so we're on 2.
Okay, 2.
I'm shocked that was your number 2. Good job.
And I bet
love
you guys have never seen my number 2.
We'll see.
You have. Well, you've seen my list. Turner and Hooch.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, I think I've seen
I'm
this.
obsessed with this movie. It was, again, when I was younger, and I grew up with Tom Hanks, and I grew up with this whole cute, adorable character and this dog. My dad was obsessed with this dog and wanted to get one. And it's funny because I think around the same time, Jim Belushi, the one that's not dead, came out with the movie K9. Right? I see get this confused. Jim
Jim is. Wait, which is the one
Jim?
that's dead?
John or Jim?
John is
John
dead.
Belushi's.
Jim.
No,
is alive.
John's alive.
No, John's
Ah,
alive.
shit.
Oh, crap.
This is too many
Oh,
martinis.
maybe it is John.
This catch me if
Anyways,
you crayon is really hitting me.
Maybe it's the Belushi that's alive. Okay, guys.
Hey Siri,
Oh no.
What Belushi is alive?
which Belushi is still alive?
Okay. I found something on the web for which Belushi's still alive.
Jim Belushi
Take a
is
look.
still alive.
See, I was
Okay,
right.
see, right,
James.
okay.
James is still alive.
Yes.
James, also known as Jim.
Yeah,
John died
John
in
died.
1982.
John. Yes,
Their parents were Adam and
I
Agnes
was right.
Belushi.
Okay. Anyways, guys. Anyways, he did a movie K9, and
Yes.
I grew up and I had German shepherds and like.
Wait,
I
that's not the same movie?
No,
Oh, shit.
Turner and Hooch is Tom Hanks, and he's got that. It's like an orange colored dog,
Yeah.
and so
I
he's.
thought it was like a mastiff.
It is a mask.
I can see like
okay.
the poster. That's how I associate
and he
everything.
drools all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Which one was the one with Estelle Getty?
Estelle
Estelle
Getty. How old are you? What the fuck
What are you
is that?
talking about? From Golden Girls?
She was in one of these. Hold on.
No.
Oh, good lord.
Throw Mama from the train. I don't know.
Oh, that
yeah, but
lady.
that's not a dog
Hold on.
movie.
Bitch, let me tell you something. She was in one of those movies. So you guys go about your day and I will fucking tell you which one
Okay,
it was.
anyways,
going on?
I love Turner and Hooch. I love all of it because he plays a cop, and like now he has to drag this dog around because it's their star witness. I mean, it's a ridiculous movie, but I love ridiculous movies, and I love when Tom Hanks is in a ridiculous movie. Like, I love that whole when he's goofy and like
Yeah.
fun.
Have you
and,
seen
like,
Dragnet?
No,
Oh,
it's not. I don't know why. But
that seems weird
doesn't
because that's
interest
right
me.
in that generation of like.
It doesn't interest me.
I guess I'm
That's so
thinking of
weird.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. I'm sorry.
Oh
the
my
fuck,
god.
Sean?
That was
Get
starring
it together.
Sylvester
That's a
Stallone.
digression that doesn't
That's-
deserve a
It was so-
digression.
can we,
Stop talking
can
now.
we do
no.
our top Sylvester Stallone?
No. Ooh, I do
we
have my
could.
favorite one.
Same.
Specialist.
Rhinestone
I
is
love
number
it.
one. for
Tango
me.
and Cash.
Well,
I
so
fucking
it's
love
a-
this specialist.
Stay tuned,
It's so
people.
weird.
Stay tuned because the best of
Fucking
Sylvester
Tango and
Stallone is
Cash,
coming up.
man.
I don't think I
Anyways.
could build a top 5
We just built a top 3. I don't think 2 more would be challenging.
of
Rocky.
my personal.
well,
Oh, Creed was great.
Rhinestone. I'm just saying.
Anyways.
Rhinestone
Anyway,
is out of frame.
anyways,
We digress.
Turner and Hooch, I love it. It always will be a part of my heart.
Okay. Natalie?
What's your
Oh,
two?
Your two. Your turn.
Oh, shit.
She did
my
her
2.
too.
My 2 happens to be That Thing You Do. See what I did there?
That
It just
thing
rhymes.
you do.
And it's also my favorite Tom Everett Scott movie because I feel like he actually like had a role in this film. We know my Tom Everett Scott theory
Why do you always say this about him?
because he always shows
He
up
is not.
in the third act. He's never
He's
a star
not.
of a film since this movie.
The
Name me a
werewolf movie.
Yeah, American Werewolf. An American
Name
in
me a
Paris.
present day film. that
Oh,
he's
not
been
present
in.
day.
No.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh, he was in the movie that you hate because I said so.
Oh, I fucking hate that movie.
When did he show up in that film? I digress.
Halfway
Yeah.
through.
Third act.
Okay,
Third
it
act.
doesn't matter.
It's halfway through. It is
Okay.
halfway through.
Okay.
Second act. Sean, second act.
Yeah,
It's a good JLo movie. By the way, my mom is mad that we never reviewed Second
Oh,
Act.
really?
I'm just saying she wanted to
Second
to review
act.
The J-Lo movie.
Oh,
which is a really good movie, by the way.
We
But-
could do a top J-Lo.
Oh, I'd love to do a top JLo.
Lena just rolled her.
Love to do a top JLo.
number one, Selena. Period.
Backup plan?
Fuck
What
that.
is
Number
that?
one
Sorry.
is obviously The Wedding Planner. Let's be clear.
Oh.
Okay. Made in Manhattan. I don't know. Okay. Wrong episode. Natalie. Wait. I feel like we should let Natalie go last with her number one
Oh.
because I feel like this is like Natalie's episode.
Oh. If I had an episode that I was really fighting for, it would be Jim Carrey or Harrison Ford. This was
Lena
like
is-
Never
a,
doing that.
Lena is looking at me. We should do a top Jim Carrey Harrison Ford list. We need to give her
What
one.
are
How
these movies
dare
even?
you?
To give
It's
her at
just
least
Indiana
one.
Jones 1, 2, 3, and 4.
No,
Not
the
four.
The
Not
four.
Fugitive.
Not four.
The Fugitive,
Did he ever make a movie with Christopher
6
Lockhart?
Days, 7 Nights.
Never seen it.
Did he ever make a movie with Christopher Lockhart?
No,
No.
I want to see them together in something. I love
I
Christopher
don't.
Lockhart.
I don't
Okay,
want to see them together. I want to see him and me.
with you. Do you
Gross.
have like a daddy thing?
That is
What's
so
going on over there?
gross. She
I
does.
don't. I don't think so.
Okay.
You have a thing with someone's dad.
Oh,
That is a
that's
daddy issue.
Who's dad?
We cannot
No,
say.
it's unrevealed.
Unrevealed.
Well, if you're listening, I'm assuming you know.
They know.
Yeah, they know.
This has become really awkward for everyone except maybe even Natalie. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because we have the same number ones because we share our notes,
Oh.
we do.
and that's fine. So I feel like we should go first and let her go last because
Okay.
Okay. So
I
do you wanna
doubt this is going to be.
this is. I will tell
I
you.
doubt this is on her list.
I'll preface this. We can see the movie at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
but I will tell you that this is not just one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies. This is one of my all-time favorite films of all time.
Yep.
I love sappy romantic comedies. This was on both of our lists,
Mm-hmm.
but I literally could watch this movie as dated as it is because it is
I think
incredibly.
this is my number 2 or 3.
It's incredibly dated,
On a
but like
romantic
I
comedy.
love this movie so much. I can't tell you.
I know,
It's so good. It's like
and you love it so much because it's Tom Hanks,
no,
and I love him.
no, I love Meg Ryan.
Oh, see,
I love Meg Ryan. But
Anyways,
our number one.
you've
Ready?
got. Oh,
Mail.
Oh, Jesus.
We butchered that shit. You know what? Let's keep that. We're not gonna edit
it's fine.
No one's
You've
going
got
to send
mail.
you guys an email about this episode.
on AOL.
You
Natalie's
have
trying
to
to be
dial
funny.
up. You've got mail.
Can we talk about it for a second? Because
Yeah.
Natalie's excluded from this conversation because it's on her list.
Well, this is why my point is, for me, this makes so much more sense to me and why I love it more than Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah.
Because Tom Hanks in this one is so much more
Endearing.
available, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he was available in Sleepless in Seattle as like a boyfriend, as like a person to be with.
Which is
I don't
ironic
know.
because he was actually in a relationship with someone else in this film.
Correct. But you just
Played by the
feel
lovely
like
Parker Posey.
Yeah.
Who's really fucking funny.
But I just felt like he was, I don't know, maybe it's because he's older too. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but to me, he's so much more lovable in this than Sleepless in Seattle, and so much more, I'm drawn to him way more in this.
I think that
Then
there's something I'm so angry about the fact that like they didn't take advantage of like who was the like 50s couple that did like 20 movies together.
Cary Grant?
Cary Grant and
Audrey Hepburn.
I don't, They didn't do movies together.
no,
though.
who's the gay guy who came out later as gay?
Oh, Rock Hudson.
And Doris Day. So they did like fucking shit ton of movies together because it was just like they were like a believable chemistry couple, right? I feel like they did a disservice by not putting Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in more movies together. Like they did too, and that's awesome. But like I wanted to see them in everything. Like I just love their chemistry. Like I love Meg Ryan. I'm sorry. I know.
I don't want to see her in anything now, though.
But I know, but that's just because she hasn't aged well. Like, and I hate to say that but she just like the plastic surgery and like
Yeah,
the
she
whatever.
did it.
Like,
She did it to herself. Goldie's on that track.
totally agree. But like, there's something about the chemistry of Meg Ryan
Oh,
and
no,
Tom
definitely.
Hanks that, and especially in this movie, it's just like I just love them so much. I want to go watch this movie right now. Like I
think also too, I find Meg
love this
Ryan
movie.
annoying in Sleepless in Seattle, and I like her in You Got Mail. Like I like her.
Interesting. I don't remember Sleepless in Seattle that much. Like I know that I've seen it,
She was annoying.
but I don't.
She had weird hair in her braid, and she wore horrible clothes.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
She was
she
kind
wore
of
horrible-
frumpy. She's kind of frumpy.
She was kind of frumpy,
Seattle.
preppy, frumpy.
No
in
offense to our
You
listeners
Got
in
Mail.
Seattle, but
But I think it was the time period too.
Sure.
That was the style. Like I don't fault her for that. That's what
anyway,
it was.
they're
No,
both
I think it's
incredibly
better.
charming in this movie. Fox,
Yeah.
Joe Fox. I don't know. I love this movie so much.
F-O-X.
Can you spell cat?
And when-
F-O-X.
And she goes to the bookstore at the end and watches, and just
And she
I
sits
can't.
there with Christmasina.
Christmasina's
who doesn't know
first
what
role.
book it is.
And then when they go,
She's crying.
is Judy Greer in this movie? No, she's
The
not.
ballet shoes.
Ballet shoes. And like the thing when they meet in the park at the end,
Oh,
and
I
some
know,
of
and
the
he brings
rainbows
Brinkley.
playing. Oh.
And then Brinkley just runs up.
And she's like, she wants
And
it to be
I
him, but
was
she doesn't
hoping
know.
it was you.
Oh, God. Okay.
Kill me.
I love that movie. I don't not like that movie.
Okay, Natalie, top that because we just basically did the best number one ever. So
Bam.
go for
My
it.
number one is something that's already been mentioned.
Castaway.
And I'm fucking shocked that it's not at the top of your guys' list. Like, I don't even know what to say.
We've already mentioned
We
it
told
in
you-
our list.
Yes.
We were pretty like explicit as to why our number one was our number one though. Like, and I feel like we've justified that pretty well. So now it's your turn.
Big is
Okay.
my number one Tom Hanks movie of all time.
That's number 5.
Like, to me, I don't know how that's so low on your list and how anybody would even like debate. Like, this is all Tom Hanks. You talk about like all these other movies in A League of Their Own where he's like a co-star. This is all Tom Hanks. No single actor
Yeah.
could have done this role and been able to play the innocence of that 13-year-old kid and like navigating this world as an adult and make you care
I made
about
my
him and
list
be as
on how
fun.
my heart feels for him.
Same.
Like,
I feel like that's exactly how I feel
Right,
about
but
him
he's a
in this.
13-year-old as an adult. I don't want to be a pedophile. We had this discussion already.
Oh my God. See,
I don't. My heart
is it the
doesn't go
Oscars
to him
episode?
in that.
So your list is based off of like Tom
Why I
Hanks'
love
bang
Tom
ability.
Hanks. Not bang ability. I
Well, in
love
that case,
him.
I don't even have a list.
Yeah, I love him. So
Yeah.
it's like that's why I'm so connected to these movies because I love him in these movies. Big's on my list.
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
on our list. I love him.
And I
But,
would
like,
argue, from me personally, that numbers 5 through 2 are not in any particular order, other than I had to put them in an order. So, like, I'm not saying that
Oh, I
Big
had
is
to put mine in an
Big
order.
isn't necessarily not my number 2. It's just not my number 1. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
I just think like Big is, God, it's the best version
I
of
think
Tom
it's the
Hanks.
first movie I bought on iTunes.
Yeah.
Like I love Big. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. And I think he is phenomenal in this movie. And it is Tom Hanks. When you think of Tom Hanks, you think of Big.
No, when I think
Yeah.
of Big, I think of Sex and the City. It's so weird.
Jesus.
Oh my God, Shawn.
I do. I associate that name with, like,
Get over the Sex and the City thing.
Oh
maybe not.
no! Oh, he
Okay,
is.
maybe not. Ooh.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
I need to leave.
Back to Big.
You need to get out
Back
of
to
the
the
studio.
movie Big. I think
I love you.
It's pretty incredible when you have a movie like this have some of like the most iconic scenes ever. Everybody knows that piano playing
I was
scene.
going to say the piano playing, maybe the Zoltar. What else is an iconic scene?
But I think even just to have one that is timeless and like spans generations of people, like that is something that people will always associate with that movie and is a recognizable image to
Ask
that movie.
kids these days.
Huh?
Ask any kid these days.
Granted, I'm not asking a ton of kids stuff, and I don't know. It just
Millennials,
seems
if
like
you're listening, send us an
yeah.
email.
It
Let
just
us
to
know.
me like everything that
seen Big?
I've
Find us on the Twitter.
to me I do, and I also feel like I watched it at a time when I was a younger kid, and all I wanted to be was a grown up when I was young.
Trust me, when I was a kid watching this movie,
Yeah.
all I wanted to do, that was my jam. That was
Yeah.
all I thought about all the time because
like
I did
my
love Tom
biggest
Hanks.
dream was to like do that.
But
Like,
as
that would
I
be
got
so
older
great.
and as he was producing more or being in more movies, I fell in love more and more
Mm-hmm.
with him. And as it's a progression of like, oh, all of these things now take over that for me.
Yeah. That one still always had like such a special place in my heart because it's so iconic to him too, I think, as an actor, and really showed so much range of like how terrified he was at the beginning and then how much fun he had with it.
If
and
Big was on and You Got Mail was on, I will pick You Got Mail.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. Or
Every
Turner
time.
Hooch.
I would
Every
pick
time.
Big every time.
Nope.
Okay, well.
Wow.
I think maybe because I saw also when I was little, I saw it a million bazillion times. And so, like, I don't know.
Did you see it in the theater?
No, I did not see it in the theater. Did I? No, I don't think so.
Did I say what year it came out?
1987, I want to say. Am I right?
88. Pretty close.
Shit.
Pretty close.
Foolish Beat, Debbie Gibson, 1988. She's the youngest artist ever to write, produce, and perform in one single.
Wow.
Okay. On that note, I will say you have won me over with Tom Hanks. I am willing to succumb to the fact that he's endearing.
Pretty great. He's pretty great.
Is he an American treasure?
He's a cultural icon. I don't know if
Is he American treasure?
National treasure.
No, that's Nicolas
That's
Cage.
a Nicolas Cage movie.
I know, but he can still be.
Which, by
an
the way,
American
we will
treasure.
never be doing it. Top Nicolas Cage.
We should.
Oh, God.
I have a Nick Cage candle.
We could do like the top worst actors, best films. Like I think we should do like Nick Cage, John Travolta. Who else could we include?
Both would be
Face Off.
Well, I'm just saying, but like that'd be the number
Which is
one.
actually probably one of my top 10
fucking
movies.
love that
I'm
movie.
obsessed with
Face
that
Off?
movie. I'm
Yes.
obsessed.
It's the best movie
If that movie's
ever.
on, I'm watching it.
Yeah, that movie's great.
Okay, so who else do you guys want to do for our top list? My list is Julia Roberts, Meg Ryan. I want to do like all the like cheesy 80s. I want to do Julia Roberts, Meg Ryan. Who else did I say? I feel like there's one other.
Meg
Oh, Goldie
Ryan.
Hawn. Goldie Hawn.
Oh, Goldie.
I don't know. I love Meg Ryan. I need to get over that though because she's.
Yeah, I think you do. I don't know.
I went to
It
her
sucks that
Instagram the
she's
other
just
day.
not. Oh, she has Instagram?
Oh, don't look at me.
Oh.
Don't do it.
She's with John Mellencamp now,
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
I
And she
would
has a
say-
son with
Dennis.
Quaid?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't look
I
at her
would. Oh,
Instagram.
he's a tragic mess too. Anyways,
Oh,
we just saw
God.
him at a concert, and he was not him. He came on as a special guest, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Gay sang a Doors song. It was real weird.
Oh wow.
Very bad.
That's
it was
weird.
so bad.
Yeah.
He was very intoxicated,
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's best.
there
That's
One
for
would
everyone.
think, yeah.
or on some weird drugs.
I, of course, would choose Jim Carrey and Harrison Ford.
We know.
That's my two
Lyna,
people
who would
I'd
you
like
Tom
to choose.
Cruise.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one.
I'd enjoy a top Tom Cruise movie.
We should definitely do that. Okay, you suggested a top Tom list.
Right.
Who are your top Toms?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, number 1.
Tom Hanks.
Okay, number 2.
Tom Hardy.
Ooh.
Crap. Now I can't think.
I couldn't even name other Toms.
You don't know other Toms?
You lost me in Tom Hardy. I
Oh.
don't
What?
even know that I could have thought of that one. No,
No.
I just don't.
No, I know there's more, but I can't think of
I
it.
could do my top Ryans.
Who are your top?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I
Ooh,
mean,
we should do
Reynolds, Gosling's,
who?
top Chris's. Don't even go there.
Reynolds
Reynolds
is number
Ry-
1.
Wait, who?
Reynolds, Gosling.
Reynolds, Gosling. That's all. That's all
Oh,
we need.
Is top 2?
My Jesus.
I don't know. I think this episode ended a long time ago.
No.
No, we're still
I love
going?
this.
No, so another Tom. Oh crap! I lost
Hiddleston?
it.
I'm also like really
But
intoxicated.
he's been in Spider-Man.
He's been in a lot
Oh
of
no,
stuff.
that other guy. You're talking about Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking. I was also thinking Middleston
Who's Taylor Swift's
from fucking
Silicon Valley? Middlevich?
Middlevich.
Yeah.
Just because I know the Tom name,
Yeah.
Tom.
Okay, well, I want to do a Jim Carrey episode. I'm going to make you all do it.
I could do a Jim. I could do. Oh my god, I'm so drunk.
Oh my god!
I
Did you just
could-
face plant into your microphone?
Almost. I could do a Jim Carrey episode.
I mean, I could do Jim
I've seen
Carrey,
enough
it's
of his
fine.
films.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make you all watch my favorite one.
Which one's your favorite? We have to find out. Okay.
Ugh.
Everybody's
God.
going to have to tune in.
Well, I'm gonna make you guys watch my favorite Julia Roberts movie.
Ooh, we've probably already watched
Pretty
it.
woman.
I'm sure everybody's seen all of them.
Walking down,
Down
the
the
street.
I don't
Pretty
know if that's my
woman.
favorite. Think about that. Probably.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, maybe we should wrap it up now.
As always, we want to thank you for listening. For more information, please be sure to visit themartiniscale.com, where you can find links for all of our social channels, in addition to show notes and more.
If you haven't already, please head over to Apple Podcast and rate and review us. It helps others discover the show.
We'll see you next time.
Cheers! Bye!